Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to this week's edition of A Gringo in Sao Paulo. As you may notice, my hair is continuing to escalate in size, and I have absolutely no intentions of cutting it, because I'm sorry, Bron, but all of the girls at the ICU think I look like John Bon Jovi. I have absolutely no idea what he actually looks like. I haven't actually been vain enough to Google him and realise how different I look, because I kind of like the compliment at this point in time. And yeah, no, I have no idea what John Bon Jovi really looks like as a 25-year-old. But I'm guessing he must be pretty damn handsome, huh? Anyway, what have I been up to in the last week? Well, last Friday night I went out to the O'Malley's Irish pub here in Sao Paulo. Yeah, kind of typical place. It's actually really well known as a Gringo hangout, and I really just felt like going out and drinking and speaking a lot of English and just meeting some other foreign people here in the city and seeing sort of their point of view and what they had to say about the place. Funnily enough, I got there and it was just full of Brazilian people, like any other bar anywhere else in a city, in a bar, in a place, in a Brazilian people. And yeah, it was really funny. I don't actually think I ran in. Well, I didn't meet any other foreign people in the bar, and I met a few people. Anyways, it was a huge place, like 3 levels, or 4 levels. There's pub level, a sort of a dance floor-ish level where there was a live band, which was pretty cool. Played all sorts of just classic rock kind of music, real pub kind of music. There was a pool floor, like a billiards floor with one billiards table that everyone took turns playing. I sat there for a little while. It was just funny to see, a typical pub and a pool table and people playing pool, which I thought was cool. And then there was a whiskey room level, which is where I spent most of the night. It was absolutely awesome. It just happened to be a coincidence that I had decided to be really ochre and drink Jack Daniels and Cokes and just have a crazy night. And so I turned up to this whiskey level, and I don't know, I didn't actually ask for a menu or anything, and all I could really see was like Johnny Walker and a bottle of Balvenie and what else? I don't know, nothing that really caught my eye. So I continued to drink Jack like a boss. And I was just sort of sitting at the bar. There was this Bolivian bartender, so I was speaking kind of Spanguese, a sad mixture of my useless Spanish and equally useless Portuguese because he couldn't speak English. And that was funny enough. We communicated. But then, just straight up out of the blue, some other people at the bar just introduced themselves and said, "Oh yeah, where are you from?" "Yeah, Australia." And I said, "Oh yeah, great." Chatted to them for a while, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we've got some friends coming," and hung out with them up at this whiskey level, just talking, because they could all speak English, which was fantastic for me. It was great, and they really enjoying the chance to meet an Australian, I guess. So then just partied at this bar forever until I think we left at about 4:30 or something like that. And then after then we went out to get breakfast, and we went to a really typical Brazilian place to get breakfast, which is it's kind of just a bakery. Right? There's hundreds of these bakeries around. It's a really typical place just to go get snacks, like for lunch and obviously for breakfast. But the cool thing is, the reason I was emphasising the fact that it's typical is because it's like walking back into the 1930s or 40s, which obviously I loved. From the point of view that you go in, there's all these marble counters. There's these marble counters, and within them they contain like waiters and coffee machines and people cooking and serving bread and doing rah-de-rah. So you just go down, you sit down at these marble topped counters, and you sort of yell at someone serving in the middle, and they're all dressed up, you know, got like a smock on and a shirt, like whatever. Like if you've got some sort of imagination, you'll pick up on what I'm trying to express. And it's this full service. You yell at them and you say, "Yeah, I want a coffee and give me some." They have this thing here called cheese bread. Probably sounds dodgy. It kind of is. But it's like bread, and they have some cheese encased and sort of baked into the dough inside. And so the outside's nice and hard, and you bite into it. The inside sort of begins like bread consistency and then becomes like cheese, and it's warm and it's nice. It's weird. It's very strange texture that you've sort of got to get used to. But after that, it's awesome. What else? But yeah, it was really cool, and it was just such a shock. I mean, it must have been 5 a.m. when we got into this place, and it was absolutely packed. There's a line to get in. There's people, because there's not only marble bars, there are some freestanding tables, and there's people lining up waiting to get to tables, waiting to sit on bars. You know, if you stand up to go somewhere, someone tries to snake your seat, you've got to yell at them to get lost, which is a lot of fun. But not only that, it was packed with every kind of person that you can imagine at 5 a.m, which was weird for me because especially I was feeling bad at 5 a.m. And just to sit there and see like heaps of other drunk people, but then heaps of like elderly people. There was full-on families there with kids. There's people just going there before work, you know, reading the paper, doing whatever, and this was Saturday at 5 a.m. And it was just really crazy. And there was somebody's birthday because all these people just started yelling, and someone stood up and was yelling at this person. I was like, what the hell? And it was yelling in song, right? And I was like, what the hell's going on? And one of the people I was with was explaining, oh, they're singing Happy Birthday. I was like, this is not Happy Birthday. What the hell? But it was really, really funny because they started singing, started yelling, and then literally the whole place started joining in, and then everyone's clapping and chanting, and it was just really psycho, and I was having a huge headache and sort of enjoying it, mostly hating it at the time, and just drinking coffee. But yeah, it was a wild experience from Friday to Saturday. I think I got home at like Saturday at 7 a.m. or something like that. It was just absolutely nuts because it was in the centre, so by the time I got home. So then Saturday I just chilled right out. Woke up at 2 p.m. and just watched movies, watched Indiana Jones, as you do, getting you into an adventurous mood, because then on Sunday I went paintballing. Paintballing here was nuts. It was in a city. We had to drive about an hour. We went to like a city on the outskirts of Sao Paulo. Naturally, you can imagine this kind of megalopolis. You cross a street and you're in another city. You're not in Sao Paulo proper. You're in another city, but you know it all looks the same. You're just driving on some highway, and then all of a sudden you're in another jurisdiction, whatever. Paintballing was wild. It was in this abandoned factory. It was all bombed out, and there was just no occupational health and safety whatsoever, which made it really exciting, really, really intense. There must have been between 20 and 30 people, so somewhere between 10 and 15 people aside. Simple math. And everyone was decked out. Everyone had their own stuff. I mean, it's obviously, this is nothing like Australia. It's probably more like when you see people going in the States. Everyone brings their own stuff. Everyone had their own guns, their own gas canisters, their own goggles, masks, get-up vests, helmets. These people were decked out like SWAT and literally had SWAT written across the back with a full-on black helmet and little goggles, and carrying replica MP4s or MP5s. I don't know guns that well. With like little magazines and things, which was really cool, and really psycho people just took it like for real, and it was great because added to the whole atmosphere, because you were in this abandoned factory which had indoor and outdoor areas and like stairs going up to other levels, and there was machinery lying around. There's all these destroyed, like they bombed out the windows. You know, so if you decided to dive through a window or crawl over a window, you wouldn't cut yourself on any remaining glass, but they'd left the glass on the floor anyway, so if you fell over, you'd fall in the glass and get cut. which I thought was funny. Just like destroyed roof tiles and stuff everywhere, terracotta tiles, which made sneaking around real pain, because it's not like they had lighting in this place. It's an abandoned factory, and it was raining at the time, so it was dark. So, you know, you're trying to sneak around because it's dark, and you break a tile or something, and everyone around just gets pissed off because, like, come on, you're supposed to be sneaking. It was really, really funny. I got shot a few times, and they have this rule where you get shot once, that's it, you're out, you're dead. Your game's over, you got to wait for the next game to start, which made it a lot of fun too, because when you just don't want to get shot. It was all about a lot of realism to this crowd, which I absolutely loved. What else? That's all. That's been my weekend. It's Tuesday today. I haven't really been up to too much. I know that my next week is going to be action packed. So I'm trying to get this in now because I know I'm just full on. I've got about 3 weeks left here in hospital, and I think I've got my weekends planned, and I'm starting to get weekdays planned, just doing crazy things. I'm going to go off to see some surgery tomorrow, some orthopedic surgery. But I think I'll instead of telling you what I'm going to be doing, I think I'll leave it till I do it and then explain what's been done. Because like a smart camper and happy traveller, I am keeping a journal, so hopefully won't forget anything, leave anything out. And yes, I can fully express my experiences to you, the listener, so I can reward you with the most rewarding experience and rewards that you could possibly glean from my experiences and rewards here in Sao Paulo. I hope everything's been good. I hope you've all had very rewarding and great experiences and rewards like I have. And I really can't wait to see you all back in Australia at some point. All right. Thank you all very much for listening. Ciao. Oh no. I'm wearing pants.